Okay, what we have here is a 1970s Volkswagen Trike. It's not clean right now. Just drove it here from out of storage, so it does run. A few years ago, I added a cell phone here to the dash. It's got that's an update. Has GPS speed, and then of course you can do maps and music apps. Horn probably works when there is a horn in there. Well, there's a horn down here that's broken, but so and we got this kind of a newer modern plexiglass windshield on here. We'll go ahead and reuse that on the restore. Here's Forrest. Looks like the front was repaired and then colored gray and trimmed out with that chrome. So all this pinstriping we're gonna remove, and we're gonna change this color to white. This leather here, you can see it's getting pretty dull here. It's getting torn here because this engine cover comes off and on, and after a while it keeps tearing at that. So I'm gonna redo all of this leather here, and it's probably gonna be redone in white, and then the seats will probably be redone in tan, or we might go the opposite. The seats will be white and the leather will be in tan. We'll see when we get to that stage. And so that'll include all the way around here. We'll go ahead and remove the cover for the engine real quick. Have someone hold the camera so you can see how that comes off. Okay, yeah, the cover just, this is a feature I'm going to show you. It has a trunk in it, and most of them don't have a trunk. But then it's just like a baggy, just there between the engine and there. So let's see if I can slide this off a little bit. Over here, show how that. Just this whole part just removed separate from there. Okay, then we go back. Here's the engine. It's got currently it has an accelerator pump on it, which isn't working very well. This is a voltage regulator here, which seems to go out quite a bit on this. I can recall replacing that quite a few times. And then it's got a generator instead of an alternator. And this distributor has points on it also. So I could update this generator to be an alternator, which would relieve a lot of the problems with that voltage regulator issue. And I could update this distributor to be electronic ignition. And both. Okay, here's a little midway point, starting to take everything off of here so I can paint. All this blue is going to be painted white. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit when I get everything else off of here. Okay, another update here. Getting all the pinstriping removed. Taking this leather just off of this thing is a mother. Don't need to say the other word. Driving me nuts. All these staples in here, and this is just near the end, so I can't really show you how bad it was. Here's one of the cord. They sew cord in between this little piece here and put it down the edge, and makes a nice little trim. But there was like double layer of that everywhere, all that stuff. Thousands of rusty staples. So if I use any staples putting this back together, they're going to be stainless staples, just like used for jet ski seats. So another 20, 40 years from now, it'll be easier for someone else to redo this. All right, I'm gonna get back to work here. Getting the rest of this ripped off of here. Okay, we are getting really close. We got all the pinstriping off, except up here on this cover in the dirt. All the gooey stuff down here we still got to get off of there. Then we'll get into filling in like these holes and things like that down here. And there's a pretty big chip missing there. Okay, this little spot will stop here. All right, we got all the wiring taken out, and we're sanding the surface here. I got some cracks to fill in here, and gotta look worse before it looks better. All right, showing you the progress here. I got all the paint dulled down so the new paint will stick to it. Filling in these holes here where we had some turn signals and some speakers before. I'm going to do it different. Okay, we're getting really close here to, remove these turn signals, and had to fill all that in. It's just a little odd area here, and there was that crack that was here. I got a plate bolted underneath there. You can see the bolt here, an aluminum plate. And I made a weld right here, and then there was another area that I had to actually put a bolt in there, bolt it to keep this back end nice and solid. So now that all the wiring's stripped out of here, except for these little messes of wires coming through from these light outlets, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this straightened out, get all the wiring, all new wiring put in, front to back. All the wiring's removed from up here too, and then I'll go ahead and do the final finish sanding and filling and get the shell painted. All right, here we go. We're getting there. It's got this really fine little defects. Filling them in with glazing. This side here is real close. There's just a couple of little spots I'm gonna have to go back over. This side still in its rough shape. I gotta really do actually some filling and then come back and do the glazing. That's like the last part I'm gonna work on here. This is where there was a crack from here up. The cover, see that blue line here? The cover is gonna cover that, so I'm not really worried about how perfect I get this. Out here it's getting really smooth. Still a little spot here. Once I get all this on here, then we can go ahead and prime it up, get the base coat on, get the clear coat on. I'll do the wiring and then the upholstery. Be back on the road. Okay, I just got done spraying it. And we got the electrical and the upholstery to do now. Okay, just a little update here as I getting ready to do the wiring, and lots of lights and accessories I got to add here. And as far as the upholstery, I just bought a new sewing machine. Make it a lot easier. It seems like I'm always working on the sewing machine while I'm doing upholstery, so this time it should be carefree sewing, making this new upholstery here. Okay, I got a really simple wiring diagram I made here. The red on there, I'm gonna run ground, so I'm not gonna use the frame as the ground. I started to do the wiring, and I noticed when the headlight assembly was loose, and then I found a broken shock. Well, this little weld that you see right there, I just welded that. That was split open. So that's a good catch there. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just take all this apart up here on the front. All these points, because you can see it's really dirty in behind all that. So take it all apart, get it all cleaned up, see if I find anything else that's broken, and get it back together. Got this bumper put back on here. I'm just kind of ready to get going on the upholstery. But... all right. Okay, I decided to go a little bit deeper here and take the whole fork off. It's so hard to clean in between all these little joints on this front end, and I don't know, it just feels like I need to take the bearings out of the neck here and clean them all up, put them back together. Turned out to be a lot of work here. Alright, let me get it all cleaned out, put back together. Okay, I've been cleaning up all this chrome and getting the front end done. I'm gonna go to the wiring now. I'm gonna recover these with this half round covering, chrome looking plastic covering. I got these really cool speakers here that are going down here. I'm also gonna put some turn signals down here. Still waiting on that to come in the mail. High beam, low beam for the headlights. Still gonna use that's a phone in there, a Note 2 that's gonna be the GPS speedometer. And I've got these floodlights down here, LED ones. Pretty much everything on here is gonna be LED except for these 2 headlights. Just those lights alone, look at all the wiring and relay switch and fuse, and it's just a lot as it is. So I'm gonna redo the wiring all from the front to back. In the front, I'm gonna use these block connectors here. I'm gonna have one up in the front, and then I'll have wires running through to the back, and it'll go back to here, and it'll be like brake, turn, park, right turn, left turn, you know. Each one of those wires will be matching to the front up here. Okay, a little update here. It's getting a little messy. Got here's my grounds and my positives, big barrier strips there. Got the battery in. We got back here I'm working on hooking up the tail lights. They're all going to come to that. Here's our fuse block. Got LED lights in these tail lights, marker lights. Okay, so I raised up the whole side here to get inside, and we got the tail lights and reverse light wire going here. This is done, and here's what one would have looked like before I had done all this. See all these wires here? What a mess. Not gonna hook that up. I'm gonna do it real simple like this, where I just have a couple bundles of wire connecting right to there. That's what I'm talking about. Getting this nice and organized. Well, back to work. I gotta get this other tail light done here. Alright, I had the handlebars off. I got them back on because all I got left to connect now is the switches. High beam, low beam, lights on and off, horn. Got all the lights working now. Got all the lights wired up. This looks a lot cleaner than before. We just got a bundle of wires, and then that other single one is the reverse light. And nice and clean over here also. So I just got to get that steering handlebars wired up, and then I'll be on the upholstery. We can go out and take it for a ride. Okay guys, I got all the wiring finally done on a nice shiny chrome. Now I decided to tune this up with new condenser, cap, rotor, points, spark plugs, and wires. Of course, with this older technology, you gotta have a dwell meter, so I'm gonna be setting all that along with the gap on the points and spark plugs and everything else. So hopefully, right now it runs. I just took it out for a test drive, but the idle's got to be pretty high. If you set the idle a little too low, then it'll rev down and stall. So you have to have the idle set up kind of high just to keep it running. I don't like it that way, so hopefully when I get done putting all these new parts in and tuning the ignition system, it'll run a lot better. Okay, there was some frustrating oil leaks that this vehicle always had. I changed the valve cover gaskets, changed the oil, did the timing, the new distributor, everything. Now it runs, purrs like a kitten. And I adjusted when I had the valve covers off down here, I adjusted the clearance, valve clearance, and now we're ready to go. Got the old upholstery over here. Gonna basically just copy exactly what was here, and we'll get it going finally. Been talking about the upholstery about every video. Now I'm doing it. Okay, here's the plan. I got this heavy duty sewing machine. That's what they say. We're gonna set it up on this old-fashioned sewing. Used to be one of these, well, still is. Still use it, but I'm gonna use this one for it. Okay, here we go. It's all set up. Got my pedal. Okay, basically, I'm not making the upholstery from scratch and designing it. It's already been made once before. So I'm going to copy the design that was already there. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm going along and cutting all the seams apart with a razor blade. And then I'll be able to lay down the pattern to cut the next piece, and we'll start sewing it back together. Alright, getting started here. Made this cord for the edges that are like this, and now I'm starting to just use it as a pattern, and I'm gonna have to add extra little pieces here. Start getting this one sewed together. Alright, then sewing the cord to the material here. Okay, I got a bunch of cord edges all sewed up and ready. This will speed up the process here. Alright, I got most of the material cut, some of the cord sewed on there already. Okay, so here's the first piece right here. It's gonna go on like that, and then it's gonna screw down to the sides all along here. Okay, got some more of the vinyl installed here. Just gotta fasten this down. All that's going to be with staples across the back here. And then these buttons, chrome buttons like that, will be around this edge. All right, starting to look near finished here. I'm waiting to put these last couple screws in up here. Alright, I just put the rest of these little caps on here. I'm going to need to get some buttons. Need these to snap down everywhere on all these cushions so they don't just blow off, you know. And now I'm going to start doing this back piece here. Alright, and this is the part now I need to get all upholstered all the way around this piece. Then of course I forgot to paint this lid when I had the paint out. I was painting the body. And now I get to choose what, maybe I want it to be a different color. I don't know. Blue maybe. Maybe I could upholster it. The same blue material. Or just paint it white. I'll have to put this this material on here and see. Now we got just got the material on here, some cords on the corners. Now I'm going to put double cord down each side, the top and the bottom here. Staple it directly onto there so I can line it all up with the hood and the bottom. And then I got to get this license plate light thingy figured out down here. Okay, it's basically ready. I put a light down here on the license plate and added this little chrome piece. Last thing I got is this. You can see I got some plastic up here. Got to paint it. Decided to go with white. And well, I guess as soon as I get it done, we'll see what it looks like. So I'm gonna paint this tonight, go to bed, and tomorrow when I get home from work, I'll put the clear coat on it. Maybe I'll do both of them tonight. We'll see. Okay, got it painted. Still needs a clear coat put on it. Gonna do that tomorrow. Okay, I know it looked like it was getting to be done. I got a couple things going on. These seats, I did redo them a few years ago. Wow, it looks good on this camera, but I'm gonna redo them again, or almost. I might not redo them. I got a roll of this. It's from 1970. Yeah, this camera makes it look a lot better than what it really is. This is a brand new antique roll. Okay, that aside, I'm thinking about going with black for these cushion seats here, or like a silver. I mean, if I could get it to be like the color of a chrome, then I would, but or black, you know. So there's a decision I'm gonna make. This is like magic. Once I get this on here, it's gonna be like, you know, around the edge everywhere, all the way around. I'm gonna have to get another roll of that because I got enough to do one side. And of course, all these things sitting here are light bars, light strips, and these can be bent to the shape. This is a little sticky thing in the middle, and then screwed down on the ends here, and then wired into the simplified wiring system I got in there, where there's going to be 6 of these light bars. There's going to be 2 smaller ones here, the longer ones here, and some medium ones right here. That's a definite, and then the trim is a definite. But like, I could not make up my mind what color to paint that trunk, which seems pretty obvious now. I can't make up my mind what color to do these seats. Hopefully I don't have to do them twice. Holy cow, guys. Check this out. There's without this chrome trim over here, and here's with it. Boy, that just really changes things, doesn't it? And without having anyone tell me how to do this, I'm just guessing that I'm going to heat this corner up here with the heat gun and bend it and stick it as I go around, because that's a really tight corner there. Over here, this corner was so tight that I went ahead and cut it and made it a 2-part section. And then in this corner, I cut some of the back out so I could bend it in there. Yeah, this is adding this extra chrome trim is really making a difference. I got a lot more coming for all along all these edges here. Of course, the light strips are going in here. Wow, this thing's starting to look beautiful. Wow, that worked. I used the heat gun, heated up from the back. I'm not sure what it'll do to this front of this chrome. So from the back of it, it got real floppy like a noodle. And I stuck it on, went around the corner. And of course, when I'm heating it, I'm taking this off first and then heating it from the back. Here's another corner. I feel as if I should heat it up before I stick it on there. Yep, that did the trick. It went around there really good when I heated it. Alright, yeah, that works excellent. All the way around the corner. Now these come in 20-foot sections, and that was about 16 feet. Otherwise I could have went all the way around. So I'm gonna end it right there, and then I'll have to use another roll for this side. Over here, this little teaser of I'm gonna put some trim up here. I got some wider chrome like this coming, and back to the aesthetic. I'm thinking about these things. You can bend them. Just gonna put one here, and I don't know, either one like that, or I was thinking about an angle like that. Really don't know. Maybe I could put the shorter one on an angle here. Alright, well, we'll see what I come up with. Alright, I just got it wired up direct right now, but that looks pretty good, don't it? LED lights. Okay, so we got this one installed, this one installed. I got, these are all different sizes. This one's like short, this one's medium in my hand, and the longer one. And first thought was to put it over here on an angle. And I'm treating this video like you guys are going to have a choice. You're just going to see how it ends. And that would kind of be neat. But I did like how this fits right in the middle between this tail light and that tail light. And if I get it in here somewhere like that, I think that a double stripe on the side is going to look better than having that angle, which this really doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's just artsy stuff anyway, so it doesn't really have to make sense. So I'm going to start drilling holes and mounting this one here. Alright, first problem I've already ran into. There you got it, so you put a screw on each end. I put this tape on here just to hold it in place temporarily. But in the middle they got this double-sided tape. Well, I bent this, the aluminum part, and everything else bends with it. And I was maybe an hour later, the tape popped loose. So what I'm going to do is pull this out of the track here. And then right in the middle I'm going to put a screw in there and then put it back in the track. And the wiring is done. Yeah. And there we go. Double LED light strips on the back there. Now my next project here, well, of course the other side needs trim, the chrome trim plus the light strips. But while I'm waiting for that trim to show up in the mail tomorrow, I'm gonna work on this. I don't like the edge down here, which means I'm probably gonna have to take all this back apart again. Put one of these little rim edges on down there. Okay, I'll show you that when I get it done. Okay, for your entertainment purposes, instead of me taking all this time to get this completely done, I'm gonna let you know that let's split this into two parts. The next part I'm gonna put chrome seats. Anxious to see what that looks like. It might just be like this this gray color, but I'm gonna redo those in chrome and put this trim down here. Well, the next part I'll get the whole thing done. So I just figured I'd hurry up and get this posted so you guys got some entertainment so you can see what's going on. And the easiest way to get the part 2 is to go subscribe, and it'll show up in your notifications when it's posted. Alright, see you guys for part 2.